This is 21-834. Bradford Johnson, violation of community control. Violation is, there was a 25 count indictment, Delaware County, which has resulted in a conviction. You understand the charge?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Your Honor. Sorry.
All right. Ms. Novotny, what do you want to do?
Your Honor, today, after corresponding with my client, he would like to admit to the violations and waive both hearings at this time.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your plea to the probation violation?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. You were sentenced in September of 21, sent to NeoCap. When did you get out of NeoCap?
Don't remember exactly, sir.
Do you know when you got out, Craig?
May 10th, 2022.
And when was the, when did the thefts begin in Delaware County?
Around September, Your Honor.
September of 22?
Yes, sir.
Is that the information you have, Craig?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Why were you doing all that?
At first I was on a good path, and then I got surrounded by the wrong people again, for a little while.
Why did you do that?
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Why did you do that? Why did you surround yourself with the wrong people, as you say?
I don't know why exactly I did it. I don't know. I fell back to my ways of, thinking certain things were cool and not realizing what's really important to me in life at first. I made those mistakes, and after about 2-3 months, I realized, I'm messing up. I'm going to end up right back where I was, if not worse. And now look at where it's ended me up at. Now I'm in prison. So, I changed, after it only went on for about 2 months, and I went back. I started working at a car dealership for a police officer in Columbus. And just been working to better myself ever since.
All right, Ms. Novotny.
Your Honor, with these matters, we ask the court to consider any type of leniency with regard to that and run it concurrent potentially with his current offenses that he's serving time in prison for. From my understanding, Your Honor, he was indicted on 25 counts of receiving stolen property, pled to 23 of those counts, and received 4 years in prison. My understanding his out date is February 4th of 2029. Ever since he's been sentenced and sent to prison, Your Honor, he has been proactive as much as he can. Your Honor, he's going to barber school currently, and that is typically the all day. Additionally, he's at the House of Healing there, going and getting treatment. He does that 2 to 3 times a week, Your Honor. Another thing that he did inform me of coming out here today was that he has his first child on the way. That child is due in October. So he's really trying to learn from his experiences here, trying to get a new footing with going to barber school, wants to try to pursue that potentially when he gets released, keeping himself busy. Would just ask for any type of leniency with regard to the sentence today.
So 23 counts you pled to. How many different victims were there?
I think 13, Your Honor.
All right. Where were you stealing all this stuff from?
I was buying credit cards from somebody.
Buying credit cards?
Yeah, I was trying to use people's credit card information on Cash App. I was buying their information from somebody.
From who?
It's a dude named Juan. I already gave them everything down in Delaware County.
And in this case you were here for, back 4 years ago, there were multiple victims in that, right?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Including firearms?
Yes, sir.
So there were a bunch of cars and men are on the lake, as I recall.
Yes, Your Honor.
How did you find out that you could buy credit cards?
Like I said, I started hanging out with the wrong crowd again. Just around people doing all sorts of stuff, and somebody had mentioned it to me and I thought it'd be a good idea. Obviously it was not.
Well, you knew it wasn't a good idea when you did it.
No, for sure.
You knew it was you knew it wasn't a good idea when you first heard about it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, just like you knew it wasn't a good idea to be breaking into people's cars 4 years ago and taking their stuff.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did they ever get that gun back?
Yes, Your Honor.
So,
Oh, the one I have no idea, Your Honor.
you don't know?
No, sir.
Okay. So there's a guy who's probably hanging around the wrong people, namely you, and got himself a gun that wasn't his, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we have no idea what happened to it.
No, Your Honor.
All right. What kind of hassle did all these people who had their stuff stolen have to go through in order to make sure that they weren't going to be the continued victims of stealing?
That it wasn't fair to them, Your Honor. I
Right.
completely understand.
Okay. All right. What else you want to tell me before I sentence you?
When I found out, I guess the warrant came out from Delaware County. I've been seeing my PO in Columbus continuously. I seen him all the way up until January when I turned myself in February. I turned myself in February. As soon as I found out about the warrant, I went to get a new job. That's how I found out about the warrant. And then I turned myself in immediately. I guess the warrant was from November. I thought my PO might have knew. I didn't know that he wouldn't have any recollection of me having, or any idea that I had a warrant. But as soon as I found out, I turned myself in to handle that case.
All right. Well, you've racked up quite a record in a short time
Yes, Your Honor.
and did a lot of damage here and there. Okay. So Ms. Tomazik is talking about,
Your Honor, it's Ms. Novotny.
I'm sorry, Ms. Novotny. She was here last hearing. You Nicole's all run together.
Yep.
So Ms. Novotny is talking about leniency, but where's the accountability?
Like I said, I tried to be accountable and turn myself in, as soon as
That was in the Delaware case, but where's the accountability for this case? Because you got two F3 grand thefts here, and I put you on probation
Yes, Your Honor.
because, apparently that was a mistake on my part. You had, as a juvenile, trafficking in drugs and improper handling of a firearm, felonies in Delaware. Then, as soon as you became an adult, you got a theft in Delaware. And then you got this, okay? So you got the benefit of the doubt being placed on probation with the effort to rewire your brain to make you think differently, and that was a waste of time because it didn't work. You talk about a gap between May and September, but that ain't much of a gap and that tells me there was a lack of effort on your part.
I believe at first, like I said, I kind of made a mistake and fell back to the ways, but I did learn a lot at NeoCap, and that's kind of what reverted me back to doing better since I made those mistakes.
Well, too little, too late.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to terminate your community control. I'm going to sentence you on each count to 24 months in prison. Those will be concurrent to each other, credit for 329 days, but those sentences will be consecutive to the Delaware County case because there has to be accountability in this case.
Yes, Your Honor.
And they are consecutive sentences necessary to protect the public from future crime and for the appropriate punishment. And they are not disproportionate to the seriousness of your conduct. And you were on probation when these Delaware offenses occurred. So your history of criminal conduct indicates that they are necessary to protect the public, and the costs are assessed. So I hope you're being honest with yourself and they're going to get it together. So when you come out, you're not coming right back in and going right back to prison again. Anything else, Mr. Botany?
No, Your Honor.
All right.